Okay, so anyway, I was telling you guys a story when we were so rudely interrupted by my, what do we call that? Camera. Deciding I didn't have enough memory because I was talking too much. Alright, Bree, do you want to have to go out? Stop. We go through this every time and I never juice make her and never take her out. I'm sorry. I just can't. Anyway, so, I'll kick the ball while I'm talking so I can finish this story. So, I was telling y'all about the Women of Joy conference that I went to, and I was showing you some of the things that I bought. I didn't even see this stinking ball. Anyway. And the first, I think this CD is called Be One, and it's the first song on here. And you guys, I would highly encourage you to get this CD. Matter of fact, maybe I'll do a CD giveaway or something with one of her products or t-shirts or something. Anyway, love her. And what I was telling y'all that got me so emotional at the end of the last video was there was a girl that I was sitting right behind, and she was in a wheelchair, and it's gonna make me cry again. And we were singing this song, and at one point in the song, the girl just lifted her hands up in praise, and I'm just sitting there so touched. I was right behind her. And what the song is about is that sometimes you're waiting for a miracle. And we're all waiting for different kinds of miracles. But this girl's in a wheelchair, okay? And so what Natalie is saying through her song is, you're waiting for a miracle, why don't you be one? In other words, you don't have to be healed from being in a wheelchair in order to have value to Christ. He loved you anyway. Even if he has not healed you yet, and he may not. And that doesn't mean he doesn't love you. And it doesn't mean he can't use you. If you want to be a blessing to someone, you can be. If you want to be someone else's miracle, you can be. And that in itself is a miracle. It's just, I don't know, she said it better, obviously, because she wrote the song. Skillson song. Anyway, again, it's Natalie Grant. Be One is the CD. I may put together a little package, but anyway, so she was saying basically that if you're an invalid, if you are homebound, you could ask someone to bring over some cards, and you could send cards to people who have cancer. Or you still could be someone else's miracle, which was her point. And I just was so touched by her. So I showed the t-shirts I got that were from her merchandise area. And then also there were some necklaces. And this is one, and it says, worth more than diamonds. And it's this this long necklace. I don't know if you can see it. I bet you can't. Sorry. Because it's this kind of like little heart right there. And it has just a little, it's just a little, not a real diamond obviously. It's a little crystal that's clear. So it's, the thought of it is that you're worth more than diamonds to God. And with this purchase, you have committed another miracle, because this is used, it says, congratulations, you have something cute and new to wear, with a statement that will hopefully encourage and empower you. But more than that, your purchase helps to provide rescue and restoration to a victim of human trafficking through Hope for Justice International. So now you're not only fashionable, you're a freedom fighter. Thank you for your purchase. Now I hope you wear it, and then I pray that we live it. And so she's just about, you know, whenever you buy one of these, some of the proceeds go towards helping victims of human trafficking. And there's so many organizations out there now doing this, because it is such a huge problem. I work with WAR, which stands for WAR, W-A-R, International, stands for Women at Risk. And we do the same thing. We sell jewelry that the ladies who've been rescued make, so they have a job of dignity. They're not just, they didn't want just a handout. They wanted to change their life. And so the jewelry that's made, I throw a jewelry party, and when people buy it, it helps keep them in their safe houses. So you can either make a donation or buy the jewelry, and they're like, we'd really love it if you bought the jewelry, because then not only are you paying for their safe house another month, you are you know, making them feel like what they're doing is making a difference, because they have a job. And it's a real job. It's making jewelry people want to buy. So, anyway, that's probably the same thing that this one is. I think also Wellspring, that's another one I take household goods up to Wellspring. It's just like almost like a thrift store type thing. or like a Goodwill or something, and you take stuff up. There's all kinds of nice stuff up there, but and you donate it, and all the money that's made again goes to help people who've been trafficked. It's sad that there's so many hundreds of thousands of people per month. It's just my state alone that are trafficked, and they're not all children, and they're not all women. So it's just really, really sad. I think also I think there's women who climbed to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. Is that what it was? I think so. To bring world awareness to the problem. I know a lady was 60 years old that made it to the top summit. I couldn't believe it. And she told her story. It was amazing. So anyway, when you see these kind of pieces of jewelry and you're thinking, well, that's a cool piece of jewelry, but besides that, I'm doing something by buying. And that's nice. It's always nice. Okay, and then I also got a bundling of Charles Billingsley, and this is his new album. So I think it was like 4 for $5, or no, I forgot what it was. Wait a minute, 45 for $5 or something like that. So it made less than $10 a piece, and I really loved this song. He did that. Oh, and Mercy Tree. This is Charles Billingsley again. The name of the album is Only Jesus, and he was amazing. He was the worship leader. I think up at Liberty University, he is the worship leader for a church up there. Does it say? It doesn't. He'd be very easy to find him. World Help. He's probably doing something too. Probably some of the proceeds of these guys, all of these albums, these guys always end up giving and giving and giving, and they promote compassion, which is, I got a little boy, I'll have to show you. I wasn't going to do it, but I have 2 kids from World Vision, and I used to have, I think, another kid from, was it Compassion or World Vision, but I didn't ever write her letters, and she wrote me, and I had so much guilt about it, because I thought, was it really her writing me, someone writing for her? And it turns out they may write for them, but it was her. I mean, she's a real person. It's a trustworthy organization. I watched her grow up, and so I decided to get 2 more kids, and then that was last year, and then I got 2 more kids this year. I usually only commit to a year, and I'm thinking, should I be committing to years and years, because the first girl I did a few years. And so now I've got another one, but he's through Compassion, and a lot of Christian artists and churches are promoting that one. And again, it's both in the United States and in the world, children who are at risk that just need monthly support, and it helps give them food, clothes, fresh water, education, and they tell them the gospel. So anyway, this was just a bundle, and I liked so many songs on so many CDs. That worked for me. I got the Right Here, that's his latest one, and he did a lot of albums, a lot of songs from it. That's him. I don't know if you can see him. Yeah, the more he sang and the more he led us in worship, the more I just was like, this guy really loves God. He's really cool. And I love that. See his microphone hanging over his shoulder? I thought that was really cool. I don't know who came up with his photos, but Never Forsaken is this one. That other one was called 20. And then this one's called God of the Ages. I wonder if that's a bunch of hymns. Anyway, all of them. I may put together a package if somebody wants to win that package. And between him and Natalie and some of the things from her website. Then I had, this guy was really good, Phil Waldrop. Him and his wife put on the conference. And it's called Reaching Your Prodigal is the book. And I have a friend, I actually have lots of friends, whose kids have fallen away from the Lord, and it's heartbreaking. And so he writes about that, and I got both the book and the CD I got from me, just, to learn about it, because you just never know. Sometimes you need to learn about things not because you have a problem, but because somebody else you might be able to pour into them and help them get through a tough time. So, is that it? Oh no. I still have me. Well, of course, that's not all. Okay. So this was still more from the conference. The other 2 were from the stores, the Christmas House and Paula Deen. But this is still more from the conference. I love to send cards. Some of you may know that when you've given me prayer requests. This is just Dayspring was having a box card sale, and this is praying for you. And I got birthday, and I think I also got some sympathy cards. But it was like 5 boxes for $20, so it's less than $4 a box, and in each box is 12 cards. So that's a really good deal, and these are really nice ones. These are Thomas Kincaid, and they have scriptures. this is, I don't know if she's watching, I don't know who's watching my video, so this was for the president of Sisters in Christ, because our color is purple for the royalty of Christ, and the scripture that we always use for the conference is Philippians 4:13, which is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And this leatherette portfolio, whenever she comes up to the podium, she always has something like this to read out of, so that's going to be a gift for her for next year, because it's the 20th anniversary. And then also, I'm going to have to tell my best friend for not to look at this. I got my best friend one of these adult coloring books. I don't know if you guys have seen these, but this particular one is got scriptures in it. So while you're coloring, you're seeing scriptures and just really cool thoughts and pictures. Because a lot of the other ones are kind of more Hindu. This is, yeah, like see, the scripture's in the middle and then you color around it. Or you may have a page where, you know, it's just all. And you can either use colored pencils or the non-bleed through kind of magic markers. This one, and that was Margaret Feinberg who was encouraging that, and then I also wanted to get her book. And it was My Search for God in Wine, Wool, and Wild Honey. It's called Scouting the Divine, and she really was awesome. I cannot wait to read this book. Just reading the foreword, not the foreword, but the beginning of it. What's that called? Not the foreword. It's called the Wonderment. I guess it is like a foreword. Just her writing style is like, wow, I cannot wait to get started reading this. And then also I got some CDs of hers. It's called Fight Back with Joy, because if you bought two, you got one free. So this is what I got free, because I bought the CD and the book, and so I got this one free. And then I got my another Jesus Calling devotional,